Right there, you beautiful person inside of my phone. Seriously, just laughed for a good solid minute. You know me by now, guys. This Spotify is on shuffle constantly, and the song Burn by Usher came on. Well, I laughed and laughed and laughed because today's Witchy Wednesday is all about sigil burning. We're going to do some burning, or we're going to do it safely. If you are under 18 and cannot do this in the presence of an adult, this will be Exhibit A in court. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear that your house has burnt down or that you've burnt yourself. I don't want to hear that. We are going to do this really, really safely. If you are an adult that is impaired and has disabilities, I do know that a few of my followers are disabled. We can do this in water. If you are under 18, you will do this in water as well if you cannot be supervised by an adult. This is Exhibit A. I will not be held responsible for any injury or that you've like set your house on fire, your living room on fire, anything even remotely like it. I really don't want to hear it. If you do not feel safe doing this activity, I will talk you through what to do in water. But song's just switched over. It's one of my absolute favourites. It's Dear Mr. President by Pink. But I get to play Blue Peter because here's one that I made earlier. So, sigil burning. Again, pen, paper, and a good old cocktail stick. So, the whole point of sigil burning, it's an amazing way to manifest in what you want. It's an amazing way of banishing dead energy, just old energy that is no longer serving you. And I do know that I have promised a few followers to do this presentation before, but the setup has taken me 3 hours to just set all this up, to set up what's on the side that you can't actually see. We'll get to that in a minute. It's a really big setup, but to actually talk you through it takes no time whatsoever. So, we're manifesting. We're manifesting as though we already have it, or we can see it right ahead. It's just right around the corner, right around there. We can just about reach out and touch it, but that's how we're manifesting. We're manifesting a life, a set of behaviours, a set of new behaviours, getting rid of old mindsets as though they are happening right now. So I've written a few examples. We have to be very, very clear and very, very specific about what it is that we are manifesting. We can't so for example, I desire a new home. I desire a mansion by the sea where me and all my friends and 10 million dogs can live. It's a fantastic manifestation statement. It really honestly is. It's very, very specific. However, it's too much. Break that down. I want a home by the sea. I want my new home, new statement. I want my new home to be able to house everyone that I love. I would like a home that has enough land for 20 dogs. Manifest them in separate statements. You can do as much burning. We are just going to do one for this presentation. But you've got to be really, really specific about what it is that you want. I am confident and strong. I can take on the world. I can achieve that goal that I want to achieve. I have everything that I need already right in front of me, and I am very grateful. Things like that. Statements like really strong. Left foot underneath the ground. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to write your statement. What is it that you want to manifest into your life today? Write it down. Here's where it gets a little bit creative. Because the universe loves creative energy. Fresh energy, fresh passion. All about intention and really getting your left foot underneath the ground and doing it with confidence in yourself. You've got to believe in that little bit of magic that just happens in everyday life. You put a coat on that you've not had on since winter and you find a £5 note. That's magic happening, literally, in your day because you needed that fiver. Things like that. We're going to believe in that little bit of magic. We're going to have a bit of creativity. Release our inner child, please. Keep Shadow happy for 5 minutes. We're going to take this statement, I am confident and strong. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove all the vowels from that statement. Take out all the vowels out of the statement. What we're then going to do, I really hope this is going to come across okay. What we're then going to do is we're going to remove repeating letters. So there's a couple of N's here, there's a couple of T's here. We're going to remove those double letters from out of our statement. There are two ways you can now step forward. And it's whatever is going to make you feel comfortable. The first thing that we can do, pick this back up, sorry, I should have. MCNFDTSRG. So the first thing that you can do, if this is how you want your symbol to look, take all those remaining letters and just jumble them up in a very creative way. I've got my M, my G, the S, the D, the F's at the top there. You can have a real creative moment of, that's my sigil. That's what I want to create. And we're doing it intentionally. We're having fun. We're getting confident. We're getting our left foot underneath the ground. And we are very, very mindful as we create this symbol here of however it is you want to look. I did this a couple of times because I wasn't happy with sort of the first sigil that I ended up doing. So I rubbed it out and I did it a couple of times. If you've jumbled everything up and it just doesn't look right, it just doesn't feel, get that little knot, stop. Rub it out, start it again. You can do it as many times as you want to do it, but make sure that when you have drawn and mashed up all your letters, that it looks right. It sounds, again, you've got to believe in that little piece of magic. It will feel right and you'll go, that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly how I pictured putting it together, and it's just panned out just beautifully. Beautiful, stop. We'll move on to the next step. However, I do it slightly differently. I do it with a bit more intention and a bit more creativity, and I spend an extra 5 minutes on it. I do it like this. So you create a grid from 1 to 9. I really hope this is going to come out. With all the letters on. So the letter, I've just turned that the wrong way, bear with me. So the letters that we had remaining were M, C, N, F, D, T, S, R, G. Once you've created your number grid, use that number grid to create a line of numbers. So again, M is 4, 3 is C, 5 is N. Sorry, I'm trying to do this backwards. This is difficult. This is really difficult. Create all your numbers from the letters using this grid. Remove any repeating numbers. Sorry, remove all repeating numbers from here. We're going to create a wheel. A 9-step, yes, it is difficult. I know it's not even. I'm sure that someone will teach me one day how to draw an evenly spread 9-segmented circle, but today is not that day. This is my version of a 9-segmented circle. This is the easiest way I can show you. I'm so sorry. You then take your numbers. So your pen starts in the number, in the number 4. I was right. I was in the right space. 4, 3, 2, whatever number that is, up, down, round, and you draw your sigil using the numbers from inside the segmented wheel. And that is the symbol that we're going to burn. So, I hope that all made sense. Let me stick that back on there. So you can do it either way. You can have a creative moment where you jumble all of the letters together to create your own symbol that you wish to burn. Or again, I use the segmented wheel. It just gives me that extra 5 minutes of my foot underneath the ground, very, very intentionally, because you do have to concentrate on making sure that your segmented wheel is as even as you can possibly get it, and then do extra drawing. Draw it again. If you've stopped at the letter sigil, we're going to redraw it now on a scrap piece of paper. This is just a post-it note that I've ripped the top off. However, orange in spell candling is you burn orange spell candles for confidence. So I thought it was quite apt, the fact that I actually picked up my orange pack without even realising which it was I was going to do. That's just how the world works sometimes. I love it when the universe just throws things out at you like that. But I've just ripped the glue off, and you're just going to redraw your sigil as it stands on a scrap piece of paper. Now then, let me just grab my fire. Again, we are not burning our houses down. We are not injuring ourselves. We are going to do this really, really safely. We're going to be mindful that if we feel like we need assistance, can you just watch me while I do this and make sure that I am staying safe? Then please reach out and please make sure that you are doing this safely. But dead simple. You've written it on your scrap piece of paper. Roll it up, fold it up, do whatever it is that you want to do with it. Normally I do roll it because, again, I roll it quite tight. I'm really intentionally doing it. I'm really thinking about what this sigil represents to me, that I am confident, that I am strong. I'm going to squash it down ever so slightly, and literally I'm just going to stab it. Oh, she says she's going to stab it and then it won't stab. This paper's a little bit thick. If you can't stab through it, go through the tube that you've made. Yeah? Give it a good squash so we know it's on, because we don't want it flying off anywhere. Again, we're doing this really, really intentionally for safety, and it just gives us another minute with the paper in our hand. I am confident and I am strong. And set it on fire. Again, we're doing this in the garden where we can do it safely. In a fire pit, please have a fireproof bowl by your side. Think sort of microwave dish. A bowl that you can put in the microwave is perfectly fine. Fill that with water if you want to, just to make sure that we are definitely playing safe. But just burn it and let it go. You just burn it and let it go. I am confident, I am strong. I'm confident and strong. I've got the willpower. You can just, whatever the sigil represents on the paper, it will burn. Whatever the sigil is, a new home, a new life, a new partner. Please be mindful of manifesting love. We've talked about this before. But let it burn. Let it burn. And just drop it. And I just leave it. I just let that sink in with my cauldron. And again, I always give my cauldron contents back to Pachamama. It always goes back in the garden with gratitude. I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity and the time to do that today. This has been a 13-minute presentation so far. Very grateful that I found those 13 minutes to be manifesting with my left foot right underneath the ground of a life that I want to be manifesting in. But you've got to let that energy go, because I am confident. Just done it. I've just switched up that mindset like that, and it's literally taken me. The more you sigil burn, the faster you will do it. So again, I've been waffling on now for 13 minutes, but you could do that in 5. In the morning, first thing in the morning. I want to burn off those nerves about that meeting later. I am confident. I'm confident about that meeting. Burn it, let it go. And then let that energy flow through your day for that meeting. Live and manifest the life as though you have it, or it's just around the corner, just out of reach, just within grasp. And you let that energy go and manifest it all in. I do hope that you found that helpful and useful. Again, sort of, I hope my Blue Petering, I hope I did Blue Peter proud. But from my heart to yours, that is sigil burning. Really, really intentional. Really get right underneath the ground. Again, if you are not feeling safe to burn, then a bowl of water is perfectly fine. To let it sink in, let the ink run, Again, I always give it back to Pachamama in my garden. Thank your deity, whoever it is that you're giving your gratitude to. Salt water is the best because salt water is for cleansing and sort of cleansing that space and that energy as you let it go. So just a little bit of salt and a little bit of water, just let the ink melt away and then give it back to whoever it is that you give it back to. My heart to yours. That was a lot of fun, but it's a big setup. The more you do it, the faster you will get. I do hope all that made sense. Please drop me a comment in the box below if it didn't make sense, and I will try and make more sense of it for you. But from my heart to yours, you guys have a great day.